The sound of the blender stopped mid-whirl, and the silence that followed was suffocating. Emma stood by the kitchen counter, her fingers gripping the edge like it was the only thing keeping her upright. The morning sun filtered through the blinds, streaking her face in alternating bars of light and shadow. "James," she said quietly. "You know that guy from the gym?" "Yeah. We need to talk about him." My heart didn't skip, it stopped. Her tone wasn't casual. Not the way someone brings up a friendly conversation. It was that fragile, trembling kind of voice, the kind you use when you know what you're about to say might destroy someone. I froze mid-step, still holding my mug, the smell of burnt coffee filling the room. "What about him?" She didn't answer right away. Her eyes darted toward the window, anywhere but at me. I felt that sickening rush of adrenaline, that instinct you get before a crash. Something deep in me already knew this wasn't going to be about workout tips or a new fitness routine. Finally she turned back, lips pressed together. "His name's Ryan," she said like I didn't already know. "We've been talking. Blah. And it's gone further than it should have." The words were airless. My fingers loosened. The mug slipped and shattered against the tile. Coffee spread across the floor like dark blood. "Further than it should have," I repeated, my voice almost unrecognizable. "What does that mean, Emma?" She flinched. "James, please don't. Say it." Her throat moved as she swallowed. "I slept with him." The air disappeared from the room. The refrigerator's low hum became deafening. My chest tightened until it felt like my ribs might crack from the pressure. It was almost cinematic, the way the sunlight hit her hair, the faint glint of her wedding ring, the pale tremor of her hands. My wife of 7 years, the woman I thought I knew to the bone, had just detonated the foundation of our life with a single sentence. I leaned against the counter, trying to breathe. "When?" "About 3 months ago." 3 months. That meant all those nights she came home tired from yoga, the sudden bursts of energy to hit the gym, the new perfume she said was on sale. It all slotted into place like shards of glass forming an ugly picture. I wanted to scream, to smash every plate, every photo frame that had our smiles trapped behind glass. But instead I laughed. Bitter, hollow sound. 3 months ago, I said again. You were telling me you wanted to start trying for a baby. Her eyes filled instantly. James, I wasn't thinking. No, I snapped. You were thinking. You just weren't thinking about me. She moved toward me, but I stepped back. Her bare feet made soft, wet prints in the spilled coffee. It wasn't supposed to happen, she said. It started as a friendship. He listened. He asked questions. You've been distant and Don't, I cut her off. Don't turn this into something I caused. Her face crumpled. I'm not blaming you. I'm just trying to explain how I got there. I stared at her, really stared, and all I could see was someone I didn't recognize. The woman I'd once fallen asleep next to every night had become a stranger who spoke like my wife but belonged to someone else's world. I wanted to ask if she loved him, but I didn't. I wasn't sure I could handle the answer. Instead, I walked to the sink and turned on the water, letting the sound of it fill the space between us. My reflection in the window looked hollow, like I'd been emptied out from the inside. Why tell me now? Finally said. She hesitated. Because he's leaving town. And I needed to end it before it went any further. Before you found out some other way. That hit harder than I expected. So she wasn't confessing out of guilt. She was confessing because the affair had ended. 'Cause it was safe now. You mean, I said slowly, you came clean because you ran out of ways to hide it. James, please don't say it like that. How else should I say it? She didn't answer. Tears welled in her eyes, sliding silently down her cheeks. And for a moment, despite everything, a part of me still wanted to wipe them away. Still wanted to protect her from the pain she caused. That's the worst part of betrayal, not just what they do to you but how it makes you doubt your own humanity. I need to know one thing, I said, my voice low. Did you love him? She hesitated just long enough for me to feel my world tilt again. I don't know, she whispered. That was it. A final blow. I walked past her, into the living room where the morning news played on mute. Every photo frame, every piece of furniture looked suddenly unfamiliar, tainted. I picked up a picture from our anniversary trip to Santorini. Her head resting on my shoulder, both of us laughing under the sun. I remembered how she'd told me that was the happiest she'd ever been. Was it all a lie? Or did she mean it then and just stop meaning it later? Behind me, I heard her soft sobs, the creak of the kitchen stool as she sat down. "James," she called out. "Please talk to me." But what was there left to say? I sat down on the couch, elbows on my knees, staring at the floor. My thoughts came in waves: rage, disbelief, heartbreak, then back to rage. How many times had she lied? Every "I love you," every kiss goodnight, every casual smile over breakfast. Each one now felt like part of a carefully constructed illusion. And yet, beneath the fury, a darker thought crept in. Was I really that oblivious? Maybe I had seen the signs and chosen not to see them. The way she guarded her phone. The sudden glow in her eyes after gym sessions. The way she flinched when I touched her shoulder one night. My denial had been a fortress built out of hope. Hours passed before I spoke again. "You should go stay with your sister tonight." She nodded silently, wiping her face. She didn't argue. That hurt more than if she had. When she finally left, I stood at the window and watched her taillights fade down the street. The night swallowed them whole. I thought that would be the end. But the next morning when I checked my phone, there was a message waiting from an unknown number. Just 2 words. She lied. Attached was a video. A clip from the gym's parking lot. Emma and Ryan laughing, kissing. It was dated only last week. The confession hadn't been about coming clean. It had been about covering tracks. She'd never ended it. She'd only prepared for the fallout. And as I watched the clip on loop, something inside me went eerily still. Love, I realized, doesn't always die with betrayal. Sometimes it lingers, haunting you, making you question whether the person who shattered you ever really existed at all.